Okay, hello guys. Don't mind me, I was just listening to music because I like to. Oh, as of this recording, Taylor Swift has just bought back all of her albums, so that's great, that's nice. Anyways, we are going to do SubTrilogy, episode 5, again, cause... Oh hell nah, this guy bro. First, we are going to do the Simpsons theory. The Simpsons theory. Because we did not react to it last time. Or you just didn't catch me live reacting to it. Because of some internet connection. Okay, so what is the Simpsons theory's most popular video? I wonder. It's called How It All Ends. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue watching.
Much like a poo, Manjula is an...
Oh man, fudge it off it. Get out, ads.
Isn't around much these days. And we've already covered that she and Apu will have 64 grandchildren. But what about her life after this? Well, after Apu passes away, she'll then go on to marry Ned Flanders, joining his very long list of dead wives. Maud Flanders. As we all know, Maud Flanders died in season 11 after returning with some snacks for the car rally, which definitely didn't include footlongs.
My last words to Maud were no footlongs.
But mischievous Maud won't let a little thing like death get in the way of making a comeback, as she'll return as a ghost 30 years from now and go on to date Ned again. Marge Simpson. Marge has gone through so many jobs over the years. Cop, bodybuilder, but one of her most prominent and important was Mayor of Springfield. And 8 years after being impeached, as discussed, she'll tour a hall dedicated to her political career. We'll see that she gets to meet the Pope, as well as being the first to greet the aliens, Kang and Kodos to Earth. Now, Marge and Homer have always had their ups and downs, and they'll continue to do so for many years to come. When Marge is around the age of 45, she'll leave Homer after he blows their savings on an underwater home, and she'll go on to date Krusty for a short while. But yet again, her and Homer will reconcile, and she'll actually grow to like their underwater house. They might fight and break up again and again, but they'll always find their way back to each other. Their stars just align. And when their daughter becomes the President of the United States, Marge and Homer will live at the White House with her.
Be nice to your brother, Lisa.
Anyway, while at the White House, the couple will go on a mission to search for Lincoln's hidden gold.
My gold is in the heart of every freedom-loving American.
Oh, crap!
And for a little while after Lisa's presidential term, Marge will go on to settle on Mars. And eventually, when Homer has exhausted all of his clones and finally passes on, Marge will seek companionship with her neighbour Ned Flanders. Which does make a whole lot of sense, seeing as they've always had a little bit of sexual tension, with a fair few almost kisses.
Your perfectly trimmed mustache.
Now, looking at her death right here, it could be that Marge just simply passed of old age, or it could have been that Ned poisoned her. Martin Prince. The episode Lisa the Boy Scout revealed that Martin was actually a 40-year-old undercover cop who was married with 2 kids and a third one on the way.
You're a great role model for your kids. All 3 of them.
But of course, this was a non-canon episode separate from the main continuity. Also, fun fact, I may have been in this episode. But the real future of Martin is that he might be trans. Because when a 40-year-old Lisa is going through her Facebook, a friend request from Marsha Princess comes up. And Martin's fluidity in sexuality and gender has been hinted at in the show before.
I'm not gay. I'm nothing yet.
Mayor Quimby. Springfield's corrupt mayor has never had any qualms about dipping into the town's budget for his own selfish reasons. Like using the street repair fund to build a secret swimming pool.
We've discovered the ruins of an ancient city.
But his investment crimes will finally catch up to him when he'll be forced out and disgraced from office. He'll be forced to go into hiding by changing his name and working as a cab driver for Otto's transport company. Milhouse Van Houten. As Bart's law sidekick, Milhouse usually gets in trouble by association, and Bart's bad influence will only continue into their teen years when Bart knocks out some streetlights, and poor Milhouse gets the blame and shipped off into juvie. While there, he'll start working out and get super shredded, so much so that at his graduation, he'll get so big that he'll tear out of his rented tux. And he's definitely not getting big the natty way. My theory is that he's on the juice, because of his severe anger issues. Milhouse will finally get off the steroids and start to resemble his dad. He'll then get a supervisor job at the power plant and then become Homer's boss. And Milhouse's previous fantasies of dating Lisa will finally come true when he ends up getting married to her. But as we've discussed, it's definitely not a happy one, as Lisa doesn't want an ounce of his DNA for their own child.
When we had her, they used only the best genetic material, which meant none of mine.
That's harsh, man. Things will only get worse for him when he becomes a mindless zombie, which he will then eventually recover from and become the Secretary of State under President Lisa. As discussed, Lisa and him do get divorced, so I think he's probably still a supportive partner, but one better by her side in her career rather than her bed. Miss Hoover. As Lisa's second grade school teacher, she seems like she absolutely hates her job. But to be fair, I think I would do if I had to deal with Ralph every day.
I don't have a red crayon.
Why not?
I ate it.
Something that will cheer her up though is sleeping with an adult Bart in 30 years' time.
Now I see why they call you Miss Hoover. You must have been vacuuming for an hour.
And that's just wrong. Thankfully, this is just a simulation inside Bart's head, and hopefully this never happens in real life. But what does happen is her marriage to Ned, as her portrait can also be seen on Ned's Wall of Dead Wives. Is this becoming more than a coincidence? Most is like. So it's no secret that the loneliest bartender in the world has had a pretty lousy and depressing life.
Ah, I'm so desperately lonely.
But do things look up for old Mo in the future? Well, not much. He'll still run his gloomy tavern, which literally has not changed in 30 years, and he'll spend his twilight years caring for Duffman. Not very glamorous, but at least he still has his bar chance to keep him company. So that's something. Oh yeah, and he also has a clone, so at least there is someone out there for him in the end, even if it's just himself. Montgomery Burns. Despite being the oldest man in Springfield, Mr. Burns will continue to have a long, evil, and eventful life. I mean, at one point he'll even steal Christmas.
I miss Christmas.
But his wicked ways would come back to bite him in the form of 17 stab wounds in the back. and he will eventually be cured from his wound, but he was thawed out a little too soon.
Can't feel anything below my cummerbund.
So, what's next for Mr. Burns? Well, he'll go on to surviving the end of the civilization of man, thanks to a robot body. And he's not alone, he's accompanied by his best friend Bobo and very, very special friend Smithers. Ned Flanders. Good old Neddy will become blind because of his laser eye surgery complications, but luckily it was just temporary. But one thing that isn't is his sex symbol status, as it seems that every lady in town wants a piece of stupid, sexy Flanders. And they'll have him, because after burying 2 wives with Maud and Edna, it's revealed that he will go on to marry almost every woman in town.
Whoa, that's a lot of names. Maud, Edna Krabacker, Maud, Martha Quimby, Gwen Van Houten, Brandine Sparkler, Selma Bouvier, Agnes Skinner, Miss Barra, Helen Lovejoy, Cookie Kwan, Bernice Hilbert, Sarah Wiggum, Patty Blue. Wow, that's a lot. That's not too many names. I don't. Friends and family. Oh shit. Okay, anyways.
In town. And counting all of these portraits on the memorial wall, it looks like he'll get married 47 times in total. So either Ned has terribly bad luck, or he's a secret serial killer. All I'm saying is that it's a little sussy. But what's your theory? Let me know in the comments. Nelson Muntz.
Sussy,
aside from the Simpsons family, we've seen more of Nelson's future than any other character in the show. At his graduation, Nelson will get sisters Sherry and Terry pregnant. So with 4 children and unable to handle the responsibility, he will do exactly what his papa did all those years ago, and go out for some cigarettes. But Nelson would do the right thing eventually, stepping up and taking parental responsibility, even taking one of his boys to Lisa's wedding. Speaking of Lisa, these two will rekindle their romance a few times over the years, like the time they met up after Lisa leaves college, where he's working as a bell ringer at a cathedral. Then fast forward another 5 years, and Nelson will be working as a bounty hunter, and even after all this time, he and Lisa will still have a thing for each other. They get together properly and start dating for a while, but it doesn't last long, as Lisa will then go on to marry Milhouse. Although she will admit to Bart that she still talks to Nelson on the phone.
Should have married Nelson, because we still talk on the phone.
Perhaps maybe, just maybe, Nelson and Lisa are destined to be together, but only time will tell. Oh yeah, and another thing to mention is that Nelson will own his own bar called the Crab Shack, and hires Bart and Ralph's crummy band to play at his venue. But it's undeniable that his greatest achievement was inventing the phrase "smell you later."
I can't believe smell you later replaced goodbye.
Smell you later.
Otto Man. Now, there's not too much about Otto. To be honest, I think he's a bit of a wasted character in the show, and I'll gladly make a video about
Smell you
it. But
later.
in terms of his future, he'll go on to start his own taxi cab company. Not bad for a guy who couldn't even pass his driving test.
Oh, you failed every segment and misspelled bus on your application.
Dre.
Patty Bouvier. The Bouvier twins are always looking for Mr. and Mrs. Right, and after years of fruitless searching, they instead have ones made for them. In about 30 years' time, they show off their new robot partners, only for them to run off with each other instead. But do not worry, Patty won't die alone, as she'll also marry Ned Flanders.
And she'll also marry Ned Flanders. This is crazy. Oh, the ant. No, corner it. I hate ants.
Despite being a lesbian. Ralph Wiggum. Although you may think this paste-eating Ralph is a bit of a simpleton, he's actually quite intelligent.
Me fail English? That's unprecedented.
I mean, heck, he even ran for president of the United States. Ralph will follow in his daddy's footsteps and become a cop. In fact, Springfield's law force is made of nothing but Ralph clones. And perhaps this was all a plan for Ralphie to take over the town, because little Ralphie will then go on to become the King of America, right up until his scheming son poisons him at the age of 120. Reverend Lovejoy. We see Reverend Lovejoy being a minister for Lisa and Hugh's wedding, and when it gets cancelled, he will lay the blame at not getting married in a church.
Set out here in the cheap showiness of nature.
A church where he'll be working very, very hard at every one of Homer's many funerals. Rod and Todd. Now, Rod and Todd are heavily sheltered children, and will continue to live with their dad well into their 20s.
Time for bed.
Yay!
They're also revealed to be part of the LGBTQ+ community in the episode But the Future. This is explored further in Simpsons Comics 47, where Ned explains that he uses his pension to pay for their estrogen treatments. And as a nice little fact, it's in the same comic where we also see them as lounge singers. It's nice to see that even though Ned can be a bigot, it's still nice to see that he supports his kids' choices. Santa's Little Helper and Snowball. Now, how can I not include the Simpsons pets in this list? They've been in the show since the first episode, and in the future, they will only evolve into super intelligent beings. Don't ask me why, and don't ask me how, but I think this is a nice time to move on.
Father, what am I?
Selma Bouvier. Getting married and divorced 5 times, Selma is just a lady looking for a little bit of happiness in her life. And even 20 or so years into the future, she's still hoping for love. She will also, as mentioned with Patty, get a love robot who runs away from her and will also marry Ned. At least she got a nice one in the end, we think. Seymour Skinner. Being a principal means everything to Seymour. He loves his school and he will never leave it, not even when it's shut down and converted into apartments, as he will become Bart's landlord.
Just get me that rent or you'll be expelled.
You mean evicted?
At the age of 119, Skinner gets a heart attack from one of Bart's firework pranks, Sherry and Terry. Now, I've always found these twins to be really, really mean and very, very freaky.
Your daddy's gonna kill you.
In fact, I think that they've got a third sister who they potentially murdered. I'll make a whole video on it if you're interested. But anyway, as we talked about earlier, in Nelson's future, they will both get pregnant and have twin boys. Sideshow Bob. Robert Underdunk Terwilliger Jr.'s ultimate goal in life was to kill Bart Simpson. It was literally all he could think about. And it was because of this obsession that he lost his wife and son Francesca and Gino. Ultimately, Sideshow Bob befriended Bart and gave up on his quest to kill him. It seems that in the future, he will spend his time alone living in a lighthouse, away from civilization. And the last we saw of him was when he was striking up a romance with another lighthouse keeper. So at least we know in our hearts that he may not be alone forever. Snake Jailbird. Snake Jailbird's favourite pastime is holding up a poo with a quickie mark, and they've done it so much over the years that they've even formed some sort of dysfunctional relationship, and even attend couple counselling. But Snake Jailbird will really step up his robberies by turning himself into a cyborg with machine guns. Now, my theory is that Snake doesn't do this for the money. I think it's just his way of spending some more time with a poo, which is a bit warped, but still, it's kind of cute. Sophie. Despite being absent for most of her life, Sophie tracked her daddy down one day, only for him to be Krusty the Clown.
I finally found my daddy.
Oh.
And after entertaining kids for decades, Krusty had no idea of how to deal with a child one-on-one. But Krusty did eventually come through and become a half-decent dad to her. As explained earlier, an adult Sophie will fall for Jimbo Jones and they'll eventually get married. And it will all be officiated by a hologram of her Rabbi Grandpa Hyman, who, if you remember, died in season 26. Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz. The Muppets Go medieval star Troy McClure and lawyer and part-time babysitter Lionel Hutz haven't appeared on our screens for a very long time. Sadly, this is because their voice actor Phil Hartman was tragically murdered by his wife in 1998. And out of respect for the late and great actor, his characters were retired. Despite their absence today, however, Troy is still seen in the future. In Lisa's wedding, Troy's a math teacher for PepsiCo, teaching addition and subtraction to children all across the country using refreshing Pepsi products. Oh, Troy, we miss you. Uta Zorka. Uta made his first ever appearance in Treehouse of Horror before making the leap into the canon show. Now, Uta does not actually appear in any future episodes in The Simpsons, but The Simpsons comic books do provide a glimpse of what's to come for him. In issue 47, which is set in the far, far future, Uta has grown up to become a film, theatre and holodeck star, and he owes his great success to Bart, who sets him on a diet of eating only fish logs. So to pay him back, Uta gives a dying Bart his stomach. It's comic logic, so let's just go with it. Waylon Smithers. Poor Smithers, utterly infatuated with a man who will never reciprocate his feelings.
I'm in love! Hope you know, sir.
And sadly, looks like that Waylon will have a pretty tragic future too. In about 8 years into the future, Smithers will try to get injections to turn him heterosexual.
I love boobies!
When Smithers finds out that the love of his life is getting married, he'll jump into a power plant silo and is presumed dead, or so everyone thinks, because although his body may be crushed, his brain somehow survives. Because taking a massive jump to the year 1 million AD, Mr. Burns is a cyborg, and who is following him but a faithful robotic lapdog called Smithers. And so we finally come to the end of the video. If I missed any minor characters from the show, it's because there was little to no information on their futures, and so there wasn't really enough to warrant their own sections. But please do give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in
Next, okay, nice video, good job. I will have to do something with that. Anyways, next we have Miranda Cosgrove, which I've already shown you guys and I don't want to get illegally copyrighted again, so I won't. Next we got Luna. Let me just search my subscriptions. Luna. What is his most popular video? I've already watched it before, but you guys can watch it again. Oh yeah, this 7-minute plus video. Yeah, this music is gonna get me banned on YouTube, bro. I hope Sped Up does not. Guys, I don't get like the want of why you guys people play Brawl Stars and stuff. Like, why?
I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind's breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding on.
Okay.
I've made it in a sense, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Good for him, he has 35 subscribers and I have 22. Please subscribe. Thank you guys.
I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where my steps still hanging in the balance of the life I want to live.
I think we can work. I mean, we will work with that, I guess. Next, we have Dr. Mike, which I also cannot show you. I have already posted that on. If you want, I can link to the post that I do have in my yeah, I did post it. Next we have First Feast, which is also part of that. My computer cannot watch it, so you guys have to do it yourself. I will use another device to watch it. So next we have Method, my friend, who has way more subscribers than I have, because nobody subscribes to me and everybody subscribed to him for some reason. He has like 50 less videos than me, more than 50 less videos than me. Anyways, Method, see, look, 40 subscribers. Almost the number of videos I have. geometry dash music that's gonna get me censored on YouTube, blocked on YouTube, bro. Like seriously, what? I also don't get the why people like to replay Roblox either. Like what is the factor that is making people so intrigued, so addicted to these kind of games? So like I gotta learn. Like I have to like. Okay, well that was a very short video, so oh yes, KSI released a new video which I can't react to right now. So anyways, next we have Gotham Chess, which I have watched before. Just deal with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue
36
watching.
points of material. Oh my god, there's just no way.
Yes.
There's just no way. Alright, I'll start with knight c3, and we will see what happens. So, the thing about Martin is that
I can't block anything
because
because
he also might take the
see
rook.
30
So,
queens, guys.
Okay, we're not.
Because I can't.
Very big for me. I could
That's
have
the
three
only
queens, but
place
I
that
don't have a
doesn't
piece.
block
Like,
the
every single one of my
chessboard
pieces
and
all his pieces
the
multiple
ant
times.
thing.
Actually, very, very bad. But I will go here. Okay, so I've gotten 3 of the queens down. I started out with a 229 point material disadvantage, by the way. Yeah, man, talk about a crazy number, huh? He wants to take this. So what if I go here? Okay, so he's just gonna shuffle back and forth, right? Just gonna shuffle. He has so much material. It's ridiculous. What if I go? Okay. 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 That pawn took 3 queens. Not bad. 27 to 1. All right. 27. This bot is so trash. I cannot believe they made him this bad. Like, I mean, he had 4 queens, 5 queens, 6, 7, 8. He had 8 queens staring at that square, and nobody could.
Lol, imagine.
I think so. If I go this way, a lot more queens can take. But if I go this way, yep. Oh my god. Does Martin just have a pawn blind spot? Oh my god. Wait. What if I make a knight?
Oh hell nah.
This is nuts. What? What? Whoa. I have been. Hold up. Wait, did I just break Martin? Okay, now very important. You don't take this because it's check. He'll see that. Wait, why is malfunctioning? Wait, this is completely insane. He's not taking me. Why is he not taking me? What? That one. Wait.
Go back.
That one
Yes,
pawn
exactly.
captured 1 queen, 2 queens, 3 queens, 4 queens, and became a knight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It took 81 points away from black, and I'm still down 102 points. What is going on? I actually think I might still lose. I mean, I managed to take more than half his queens at this point, and yet I still think I'm gonna lose the game. But okay, at least he has a blind spot, right? So what if I go here? And now, rather than taking because I'm gonna get bulldozed off the face of the earth, what if I go here? And what if I just start doing the same thing? Oh my gosh, I figured it out. Now I'm gonna avoid where I can be taken more. Oh my goodness. We're gonna do it again. Okay, that queen took 4. I mean, that pawn took 4. He's down to 67 points. I'm actually getting like a little confident now. This is very dangerous. Now I shouldn't take this. It's never too late to hang mate. Just to show you, he will see checkmate in 1. See? We're gonna redo that. I'm just saying. I didn't lose. Right? Not official. I told you. Don't get too hype. Okay? Just instructional moment there. We gotta find a way to do this in a smart way. Alright? So can't weaken our king too much and can't give away too much powerful material. We gotta make sure everything's defended. Martin doesn't see crazy moves like this with pins. So kinda wanna go here and then take, but he also likes to get in close. What if I go here? Okay, cool. Alright, okay. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. He's down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's down to 9 queens, which is still completely freaking stupid, but you know, at least manageable. And if he takes this, I'm gonna disconnect him and win his queen. Watch. No, he didn't do it. Okay, I can't move my knight. That's the tough part. Can't move my knight. What if I go here? Blind spot, pawns. Oh. But it's dangerous. If I take this, my king is very open. I'm not sure I love that. Oh gosh, why did I do this? Rook here. Okay, that's kind of. Oh, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Oh, okay. I was dead for a second, but now I'm no longer dead again. I didn't want him to sacrifice and weaken my king. Like, I don't think he's ever gonna go here. He never. Like, I doubt he does this. Right. Okay, I got a little greedy. All right, I really thought he was gonna let me have it. I thought he was gonna let me have it. He's down to 8. Is that 8 queens? Right. Okay, we know he has a pawn blind spot, but how do we exploit that? Like, what if I go here? I have no move. I cannot move my queen to any square. I really thought I could. I couldn't. That was wrong. He has so many mates. He has so many mates. This is so absurd. But now he's not letting me take his queen with my pawns, which is very annoying. I don't know why he started becoming smarter. No checkmate. No checkmate. Is it time to get in with my rook? I really wanted to save this move. I feel like my rook doesn't deserve to die yet. What if I go here? Okay. Okay. Take his queen. Dangerous. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm still running out of pieces. This is the dangerous part about this.
Yes,
I'm running out of material to use. which could be a serious problem.
It is a
Very
serious problem.
nerve-wracking.
It's
Queen
like,
is kind of stuck. I can't do much.
ha.
Like on the verge
But
of
Martin's like really,
Pass it back.
really bad.
He's threatening checkmate now. What? Martin, what? I thought you were an idiot. What happened? Oh my goodness. This is bad. There was mate. He could have taken that. He could have sacked. I mean, he's like a complete moron, but okay, now I'm covering my king, which should be good enough. What do I do here? This is so dumb. Knight here. Yes, check. Just hoping he doesn't see that. I have 4. He still doesn't see it. Oh, free queen. Okay, now we're in business. 2 queens. Do I take though? What do I do?
Yes,
What do I
take
do?
it.
Do I take it? Oh, he's not. Wait, that's almost mate. Ah, yeah, wait, what? I clicked something. Thought I clicked something. I thought that was almost mate. 95. I'm back in the game. Oh, why did he see that pawn attack? Take his queen. Oh gosh, 3 queens left. Home stretch. Check. I don't want to take that. I feel like he's gonna. What about this? Does he see mate 1? Does Martin see mate 1?
Ah.
We just beat Martin. We just beat Martin with 30 queens and a 229 point material disadvantage. Oh my god! Get out of here. Just get out of here.
Anyways, that was like a nice video. We have finally Chris Evans. Yes, this is his most popular video, by the way.
Morning. Evans. Danny.
Wait, I got it. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, 现在。去哪里？ Let's finish this.
Is that the last donut with red, white, and blue sprinkles?
Oh hell nah.
What did I tell you would happen if you ate the last donut with red, white, and blue sprinkles?
A little foggy on it, but I think it was something like raining down hellfire.
That's right.
Look at Elizabeth Olsen in the background.
And here I am without an umbrella.
Whoa.
I feel a storm brewing.
Hold on, if we don't play that back, I'm canceling the press tour.
Ha 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 ha. Yes, the most popular video ever from Chris Evans. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you for watching and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I don't know why I said like, but just subscribe. Thanks guys. Bye. I stopped the recording. Bye.